Hey there, future instructional design star. Considering a career where you're the Spielberg of e-learning or the Beyoncé of professional training modules, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome to the L&D Academy, where we tackle all things related to learning and development. My name is Irina, and today we're talking about the 7 skills you absolutely need to shine in instructional design. Let's face it, a career in instructional design is the unsung hero of the learning world, making the complicated simple, the mundane sparkle, and, well, making sure learning actually happens. But how do you become an instructional design superstar? Let's figure this out together. Number 1, creativity. In the worlds of the legendary Apple campaign, Think Different, or in our world, Teach Different, if you can't dazzle with brilliance, you shouldn't be in the instructional design game. Whether it's turning an Excel tutorial into a riveting treasure hunt or transforming compliance training into a spy thriller, your creativity should know no bounds. How do you build up that creativity muscle? Well, for one, embrace the yes and approach. In the world of improv comedy, yes and is a golden rule that encourages participants to accept what's offered and then expand on it. Take the same approach to your e-learning designs. When you're brainstorming ideas, don't shut anything down initially. Start with a core concept and keep adding layers, details, and nuances. Think of your e-learning modules as a sandbox. Say yes to all the boundaries, after all, there will be some, but then ask "and" to explore how far you can stretch within those borders. The more you practice this mindset, the more natural creative thinking will become. Our next tip for becoming more creative is to step outside your comfort genre. You don't have to be a die-hard fan of fantasy novels or video games to appreciate how different genres and formats engage audiences. Step outside your comfort zone and explore various storytelling methods and visual styles, even those that you wouldn't naturally gravitate towards. Maybe there is a way to inject some of that epic journey feeling from a fantasy saga into your compliance training. Or perhaps the fast-paced problem-solving nature of video games can make that data analysis module more interactive. You'll never know until you venture into unfamiliar territory, so mix and match as much as possible until you stumble onto the coveted golden nugget. Another approach is to remix, don't reinvent. While originality is admirable, there is something to be said for taking existing ideas and giving them a fresh twist. Look at things that are already working, either within your existing e-learning materials or in other types of content that engage you. Then, ask yourself, how can you remix these elements to create something fresh and applicable to your specific audience? The goal isn't to plagiarize, but to use proven concepts as a jumping-off point for your own creative endeavors. Consider the type of creating recycling that's good for your project and the broader learning ecosystem. Number 2, communication. Imagine you're hosting your own talk show, but your audience is stakeholders, subject matter experts, and other team members. You need to speak their language, keep them engaged, and most importantly, make sure everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet. From writing like Hemingway to presenting like Oprah, communication should be your middle name. Let's see how you can become a better communicator. First, adopt the Stakeholder Huddle, where you do regular check-ins and updates. The saying "out of sight, out of mind" holds weight here. To keep stakeholders engaged and invested in your e-learning project, make sure you regularly update them on progress, setbacks, and any key decisions that need to be made. Whether it's a brief weekly email or a bi-weekly catch-up call or a monthly in-person meeting, consistency is key. This not only keeps everyone informed, but also opens the door for valuable input. But remember, this isn't a monologue. Encourage questions and discussions to tap into the stakeholders' expertise and perspective. Our next tip is to speak their language and tailor your messaging. You're a whiz at educational theory and you know your way around an authoring tool. But let's face it, not everyone shares your lingo. When communicating with stakeholders, translate your expertise into language they'll understand and appreciate. Are they numbers-driven? Provide data and metrics that prove the efficacy of your approach. Do they have a soft spot for branding? Highlight how the e-learning modules reinforce the company's brand values. The key is to link the project details and outcomes to the stakeholders' priorities and language. Finally, adopt the feedback loop where you implement, reflect, and refine. Feedback is a two-way street. It's not just about keeping the stakeholders informed, but also incorporating their input into your work. After all, these are the people who understand the organizational goals and learners' needs best. Once you've taken their feedback, show them how it's been implemented and what the outcomes are. This creates a continuous improvement loop that demonstrates you value their opinions and are committed to delivering the best e-learning content possible. Number 3, analytical skills. Numbers talk. Can you interpret what they're saying? Whether it's sifting through learner feedback like you're panning for gold or dissecting performance metrics like CSI Agent, your analytical skills turn raw data into actionable insights. Your training materials shouldn't be just good, they should be data tested and approved. To upskill in analytics, first embrace the data dive and get friendly with analytical tools. If numbers and graphs make you squirm, it's time to face the music. Analytics are your best friend in the e-learning world. Get acquainted with analytics tools that can track learner engagement, quiz scores, and even time spent on each module. The more comfortable you are with these tools, the easier it will be to pull insights from them. You don't have to be a data scientist, but you do need to know your way around a spreadsheet and some basic stats. So go ahead, roll up those sleeves, and start loving those pie charts. Adopt the art of experimenting by doing A/B testing. Remember that crazy hypothesis you had about using gamification to improve user engagement? Well, why not put it to the test? A/B testing allows you to compare two versions of a module or feature to see which one performs better. This is an excellent way to make data-backed decisions, refine your e-learning modules, and improve learner outcomes. You can A/B test anything from the layout and type of content to the assessment methods used. So put on your lab coat, Dr. eLearning, and let the experiments begin. You need to learn, adapt, and improve through data-driven iterations. Analytical skills aren't just about gathering and interpreting data. They're also about implementing changes based on that data. Once you've collected data and drawn some insights, make the necessary tweaks to your e-learning modules. Then rinse and repeat. Regularly revisit your analytics to see how your changes have impacted learner engagement and comprehension. The goal is continuous improvement, and your newfound analytical skills will be the jet fuel for that journey. Number 4, technical skills. Let's be honest, you'll be juggling more software than Silicon Valley startup, from learning management systems to authoring tools to everything in between. You should be as comfortable navigating these as a teenager is with TikTok trends. It's not just about staying in the game, it's about owning it. So for starters, get hands-on with authoring tools and master the tech palette. If you're serious about a career in e-learning, you've got to get down and nerdy with the software that makes it all happen. Authoring tools like Adobe Captivate, Articulate Storyline, or even simple ones like Canva can be your playground. Dive into tutorials, free courses, or even YouTube videos to get the basics down. Then push the envelope. Experiment with advanced features, design intricate assessments, or create interactive experiences. The more tools you have in your technical toolbox, the richer your e-learning creations will be. So go on, be the Michelangelo of e-learning tools. The next tip might not need saying, but I'll say it anyways. Stay updated. Don't let your skills rust. The tech world is a swiftly revolving door of updates, new features, and groundbreaking software. Don't be that person who's stuck in the stone age of 2010 e-learning tech. Follow industry blogs, subscribe to newsletters, and participate in online communities that focus on e-learning technology. When a new software or tool update is released, be one of the first ones to test it out and incorporate its strengths into your e-learning projects. Remember, knowledge decays if it's not refreshed, so make sure you're continuously updating your skill set. And finally, build a portfolio. Don't just consume, create. The best way to learn is by doing. Start building a portfolio of e-learning modules that showcase your growing technical skills. These can range from simple slideshows to complex interactive courses. Every project is a new opportunity to experiment with different tools, coding languages, or multimedia elements. And hey, your portfolio is not just a fabulous testament to your skills, but also a golden ticket in job interviews and client pitches. So get creating and let your technical skills shine. Number 5, project management. Oh, did we mention you'll be spinning more plates than a circus performer? Well, project management isn't just a skill, it's an art form. You're the conductor of your own instructional design orchestra, ensuring each musician, team member and stakeholder hits the right note at the right time. How do you go about it? Well, first, master the art of planning and know your milestones, deadlines. The first rule of good project management is to plan like a pro. Start by breaking down your e-learning project into bite-sized tasks and plot them on a timeline. Whether you're a fan of classic Gantt charts or prefer agile methodologies, having a detailed plan is your roadmap to success. Make sure to identify key milestones, and this is crucial, stick to your deadlines like they're the last piece of office cake. The more adept you are at planning, the smoother the entire project will run, freeing you up to focus on what you do best, creating dazzling e-learning experiences. Also, embrace the power of team collaboration. You're not a one-man band. Even if you're incredibly skilled, the truth is that e-learning projects often involve multiple stakeholders, designers, subject matter experts, clients, and so much more. Brush up on your collaboration skills by using project management software like Asana, Trello, or Jira to keep everyone in the loop. Schedule regular check-ins and make sure everyone has access to the resources they need. Effective teamwork not only speeds up project completion, but also brings in diverse perspectives that can elevate the quality of your e-learning modules. Another tip from our experience is to keep a sharp eye on budget and resources, and know your limits. Money matters, so does time. Efficient project management means delivering high-quality work without blowing the budget or burning the midnight oil too often. From the get-go, be clear about what resources you have at your disposal, both in terms of manpower and material. Keep a vigilant eye on costs and time expenditures, and don't hesitate to readjust your plans if you find things going off track. Balancing high-quality work with economic and time-efficient practices is the hallmark of a stellar project manager. Number 6, learning psychology. You don't need to be Freud to understand the minds of your learners, but it sure helps to know a thing or two about how adults learn. We're talking about applying the kind of psychological principles that turn an ordinary training program into an "oh wow, that's how it works" experience. How do you do that? Well, first, dive into the theory to become a learning psychology buff. Don't let the word theory scare you off. It's where the magic begins. Take the time to get acquainted with fundamental theories of adult learning, like Knoll's andragogy, Bloom's taxonomy, and the ARCS model for motivation. Understanding the psychological principles behind how adults learn can offer valuable insights into course design, and hey, it's not like you're reading a dusty old textbooks. Many of these theories are explained in snappy articles and engaging webinars. Get to know the why behind the how, and you'll create e-learning experiences that are not just visually stunning, but educationally sound. Then, apply, test, and revise. Take the iterative approach to learning psychology. Once you've absorbed the theories, it's time to put them into practice. Use your newfound knowledge to inform your e-learning design. Create activities and assessments that appeal to a range of learning preferences and cognitive levels. After the deployment, collect learner feedback and performance metrics to gauge the effectiveness of your psychological approaches. Did learners stay motivated? Was the material too challenging or too easy? Use this data to refine your methods, and don't hesitate to go back to the drawing board. Remember, becoming an expert in learning psychology is a journey, not a destination. Number 7, adaptability. The only constant in instructional design is change, just like in life. One minute you're designing for Zoomers and the next for Boomers. Adaptability isn't just a skill, it's your survival instinct. From emerging technologies to differing learning preference, being able to adapt on the fly is what will set you apart from the rest. There isn't a secret formula for building up your adaptability. You simply need to adopt the never stop learning mantra. Stay current and stay nimble. In the fast-paced world of e-learning, last year's groundbreaking tech could be this year's old news. To be adaptable, you have to be a lifelong learner. Subscribe to e-learning newsletters, follow industry influencers on social media, and never pass up opportunity to attend webinars or conferences. When you're always learning, you're always ready to adapt to new tools, techniques, or educational approaches. And let's be honest, who doesn't enjoy having their finger on the pulse in the industry? And that's it, the 7 key skills you need to have a glittering career in instructional design: creativity, communication, analytical and technical skills, project management, learning psychology, and adaptability. You're not just an educator, you're an entertainer, a psychologist, a techie, and a bona fide rock star. So go forth and develop those skills, and soon enough, you'll be the triple threat the learning world didn't know it needed, but won't be able to live without. What other skills do you think instructional designers need? Let us know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, leave us an emoji that you think best describes the work instructional designers do. We respond to every comment, so we'll send you an emoji back. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to learn more about the fascinating world of learning and development. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.